Yesterday I went through hell to get error handling in C++. I have an idea. So I'm just gonna go straight to it. So yeah. I'm continuing yesterday where I was working on this library thing, C++. Um, Specifically, I was having strife with the error handling side of things. I had this class, right, which has an error code, and then these like creates methods to basically kind of act as like some form of variant. I don't know, dude. Um, I think I'm just gonna create a union, right? So I'll create a union, xfbin error. Um, and it will contain different structs. For example, we have a struct. How does this work? Because I saw an example from this thing here. Um, yeah, so I have a struct, which here they're named like num, but I don't see a point in naming it. So like, let's say I have null file, right? I'll do struct with the tag, first of all. So the code in this case, so error code equals error code null file. And this will need to be taken out of the class, therefore, to xfbin error code like that, which probably should have been anyway, or like called code or whatever. And then, yeah, so we have this, which is static, right? I think so. Static const. Then, or just const actually. I think that makes it static. And then, yeah. And then just the information that would contain. So in this case, this contains nothing. We just call this null file. The thing is, how do you match against this? Because C doesn't have pattern matching yet, but it is coming. So the way you would have to do this is to like just check the code really. The tag, right? The tag. So the code is the tag of this tagged union. And I put it in quotation marks because it's not like, well, because I'm not like, this isn't a tag. It's error code, but it's a tag. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not called a tag explicitly. Like if it was a tag, I'd call this tag, but I'm not doing that because it's the tag is something else. Anyway, so we have null file. We have cut short, which is just this, right? This is gonna be wrong. That is wrong everywhere. Can I just do auto? Since it knows, will that work? I don't know. Mismatched file signature, right? This one actually contains data, so we'll do const auto code equals xfbin error code mismatched file signature, right? And then this also contains information. So we have, I think the file signature is uint32. So we have std standard uint32t expected. No, not expected. The given the incorrect value, right? So incorrect. Red version, red version, or given version. I mean, naming is hard, isn't it? Given version, version red, incorrect version, red version, parsed version, given version. I don't know, dude. Whatever. Given version, and then we also have mismatched. Sorry, this is file signature, and then we also have mismatched version. right? File signature version. Yeah. Okay, great. Press enter. Right. So now to access this, we just do xfin. Like, let's say we're getting the results of a thing. So it'll be a standard expected, but like auto xfbin equals, okay, well, yeah, auto maybe xfbin equals reads, like xfbin dot read, like xfbin read create from path to file, right? So if this, and then if it's not, that means you have an error. So we could do a switch on maybe xfbin dot code, right? Yep. And then, yeah, you just have a case xfbin error code null file. And then you could do something like, you know, stdc error, standard C error, null file. Or if it's something with data, like mismatched file signature, I don't know why that literally enters. Mismatched, yeah, okay, tab. Then we can do standard C error, expected version 121, but got version, and then you have okay, well, so something like this. Maybe xfbin dot given file signature, right? There you go, boom. So that should be fine. And the reason I just have like this union just by itself, like I think I could wrap it in a class, but I don't see, like this is a struct that has the tag here and then the union here, right? um, but apparently this is what Rust does. It just stores a tag inside, which I think is makes more sense. Um, yeah, yeah, that's it. So this is our xfbin error, and then it simply contains data, which is what I want an error to contain, right? Like in this class, I had like a string as well, like a formatted string. Like I want the person to format their own error messages. What they're given is just the enum and then data, and then that's less overhead as well, like less memory overhead, since we're not storing strings in the error by default, and then more flexibility for the end user. And I don't need to create this like whole class thing, so I can just delete this, which is pretty cool. There you go. That is now the error. Cool, right? If I want to add more, just add more, and yeah. And then these also have codes attached to them. So like null file 00, cut short 001, mismatch file signature 100. The convention here is that I just increment this number for each different like process. So like a null file and cut short is file reading, which is like the base level erroring. Fast file signature inversion errors are the next level, because like we've read like the xfbin is supposedly valid, but like valid file wise, like we can load the file successfully, but the xfbin data is incorrect. And then you know you could argue that, oh, we're going to reach a limit here, you know, like 201. But like, sorry, like you know, let's say we have 10 layers. I mean, then you can just do that, and that's fine. But anyway, just a thought there. But I already know that we're not going to have probably even more than these two depths, if you want to call it that. It does mean that there's a bit of a convention to the library, which kind of make it a bit less intuitive. And also means that if I want to add more if I were to add more types of errors, or even change an error, then that can kind of mess up my indices system. But whatever. I think it's fine. I mean, otherwise, these would just be 0, 1, 2, 3 anyway, and that's arguably worse if someone wants to rely on error numbers, maybe. Um, yeah. So those are my thoughts there. And then I'll probably change these to these kind of enums. Because for this library, I don't care about mirroring the naming conventions for the STL, the ST, the standard library. Because for example, if this was mirroring the standard library, this union would be called xfbin error like this. But I want to use Pascal case just because it makes it more clear. First of all, that it's not a standard library thing, but also just this convention is good. Because otherwise, I'd be doing a create an xfbin called xfbin. Like it's just clearer to have xfbin, right? It's nice. It's nice. It's concise and it's perfectly semantic. Meaningful is meaningful. Is what I meant to say. So that means I don't need this anymore, and I don't need to include string, and I don't need to include format. I literally don't need any libraries. I just have no standard library stuff. Okay, well actually I do need C standard int. But if we argue that should be native anyway, U32 whatnot, this is good. This is good. In fact, this should probably work anyway. I can't remember. I know size T is doesn't need including, or maybe it does. Yeah, maybe it does. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So did I just delete it? I did. Let's add that back, please. Let's see if I can make use of this undo tree here. Uh, how do I switch? Okay. Can I preview it? Holy cooked undo tree. There you go. Cannot write. Buff type option is set. Okay. Can I do this then? Did I switch? No. Boom. 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 Oh, I did W instead of Q. Yeah. Anyway. Did I just delete it again? Oh my god. Okay. Right. So we got C standard int, and yeah. Yeah. So we just have the enum with the tag outside, and then the union here, and that's it. Pretty cool. It's been error code. It's been error. So yeah, I'm just gonna go. That's very simple, and I'm just gonna go with that. Okay. So cool. That's pretty much it then. It also yeah. It also means that the error is not part of the actual class. Because one thing I was wondering, am I sharing? I am. One thing I was wondering is, um, actually, first of all, let's see if this even compiles. So let's go to my test. Um, yeah. So let's say we get um standard expected. Sorry. Um, we'll just put some foo value there for now. So int and um xfbin error. Sorry, brain fart. And we'll call this maybe xfbin, as I demonstrated, right? And we'll just give it an error. So standard unexpected, unexpected. Okay, make sure I can spell that properly. Int xfbin error. Xfbin error. So wait, is that how this works actually? I don't know. Xfbin error, and then let's do mismatched version. Okay, and then we say if not maybe exifin. In this case, it's not, so we know that for certain. Then we want to output this error, right? So we'll have our arguments here. This will become to C error. Instead of error dot code, we can just do maybe exifin. Sorry, dot error, right? I mean, well, we need to kind of verify it first, so we do switch maybe exifin dot error, like so, and then we'll do case xfbin error code mismatched version. So this should be xfbin error mismatched version, like this, with the default constructor. Yeah. So I should add constructors for this as well, but it would be dot well dot given version equals, let's say it's like 122. Okay. Yeah. It's a bit messy, but just bear with me. So then with this, right, we're going to output the error. So we're going to cast. We're going to have. This should work, right? I think I can do xfbin error equals this, right? Does this work? So then I can just do well, replace this with this, and then this would just be code, right? And then since I know it's since I know it's a mismatched version type, so this here is a what you call it, a struct. Really, this should also follow the same naming convention as the enum, but whatever. So we go error dot get message. Nope, this is going to be error dot given version, yeah, right? So a function call, and then we'll just add our own custom message. So expected version 121, but got this, right? So that should work. But let me just change these first of all. Mismatched version, and this I'll actually use uppercase to make it distinct from the struct name, and then in our actual error code here, like the code for the error, we'll change these null file cut short mismatched file signature. Now I might get an error because my switch condition is not exhaustive, but I don't actually know if C++ even cares to that extent. Like I know Rust would, because you can't write unsafe code. Actually, if you wrap a match statement in unsafe, oh well, I guess you just have a default branch, and that's fine, yeah. So null file. For these, I can actually just use that. That's quite neat because they were already in snake case for some reason. I guess I forgot to update it. And these need to change. Okay. So I think that's all good. And then back to the test. We'll just add a default here, to do nothing. And this will return as well because it's not a match statement, so we need to break or return. Default will just see error, unknown error for now. Then return. Okay. So first of all, like I wonder if this will even compile. Let me just make this a bit more clear to see that we're returning this. Right? So saying that we have mismatched version and we want to return it with this. Okay, so let's CMake build this bad boy. See what if we get any errors. Okay, I thought the auto would cause an issue here. Const auto, it doesn't like this, right? Non-static data member declared with placeholder. So do I need static const? Also, I need to include expected. Uh, so static const. Can I static const auto it? Definitely a better way to do that. But anyway, okay, that's one thing. Expected is not a thing. Expected is not a thing. Okay. Also, we need to return an actual number because it's main. So return 1, return 2. Actually, return yeah, no, let's not overcomplicate it. All right, so then let's build unnamed class. Oh, because it's static, right? Okay, forget that then. In that case, we'll just do. Well, can I just name the class then? So let's go test. No, where was it? I hooked it. I thought I hooked the thing. I did. Yeah, here. If I name this, is it fine then? Like null file t. Well, let's see. What the hell? Cut short. Okay, so that's allowed. I need to give that an actual namespace as well. Okay, so we can have static as long as we name the class. Makes sense. Mismatched file signature t. I love autocomplete. Top 10 features. Top 10 features of all time. You know, crazy statement. Obviously not. So let's main and make sure we are actually. Yeah, let's just using namespace. Kojo. Okay. Invalid use of non-static data member. Mismatched version. Right. Okay, hold on. So, but it's a union. What? I see. No, I see the issue. So for the union, how do we construct a value? Like, would I just do mismatched version t? Like, how do we create one? Uh, I literally don't know how to use unions that well. Okay. How do we? Let me ask Claude. How do I construct a member, an instance of this union? And then we'll give it the example one, not our own code, because we don't want it to do things for us. Happy Easter, by the way, to all my Easter people. Contaminated fields are the same objects with variants. You can really the thing. Okay. X dot non-variant equals. I see. Right. So it'd have to be like this. Yes, it'd be dot mismatched version equals like this. So a bit funky, but not too bad, assuming it works. I mean, if this works, then I can wrap it. What's wrong? I can't assign? Switch quantity, not an integer. Oh yeah, my bad. Switch dot error dot code. I'll just do auto. Oh no, but that won't work with it. Oh, okay. Hold on. This is wrong. So auto error equals maybe xfbin dot error, and then rather than do this, because I mean it wouldn't work anyway, we do error dot code, and that should work. Has no member named code. Right, because it belongs to the specific struct. Yeah, that's a problem. But it's a union, is it not? Also, how would I read the tag? That's fine. If I take the tag out to copy static, so I guess I have to switch on some random one, like error dot let's say like null file dot code. Like it's a bit hacky, I guess, but mismatched version dot code, error dot mismatched version dot given version. Yeah, okay. Well, it compiled at least. So if we run this, unknown error. Whoops, that's not good. It should be a mismatched version error. It should be a mismatched version error. Why is it not? Oh, because this is static. Okay, this is definitely problematic. Yeah, no, never mind. I'm going about this very wrong. So what we would need to do is okay. Well, let's start by having this out, right? So xfbin error code like this, and then we want a way to kind of make this default construct. So then we wouldn't have these. Okay. Nah, yeah, this is not as straightforward as I thought. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this because I need to go, but well, I think I do. Um, okay, this seems like something. Uh, I will continue this later. Goodbye for now.